Welcome to the Chris and Chris edition of Locked On Vegas Golden Knights. Are the Golden Knights back? Me and Chris will talk about the current state of the goaltenders, and we'll offer a preview on the Winter Classic right here on Locked On Vegas Golden Knights. Don't go away.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Coffee mug's hot. Ow. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Chris and Chris edition of Locked On Vegas Golden Knights. If you're watching, you know the only way you can catch this is on YouTube. If you're watching, we kindly ask that you like, subscribe, and all of that fun stuff about today's video. Make sure to check out the Locked On Vegas Golden Knights podcast Monday through Friday on YouTube or anywhere you get your podcasts. Good morning, Chris. How we doing today, buddy? You good? You ready?
Yeah.
All right. He'll warm up. He'll warm up. Pardon me.
Okay.
Fighting a little something here. We're fighting a little something. There you go. Take a drink of that. Take a drink of that. There's some sugar in there, buddy. All right. So, Christopher, very, very simple question for you. The Golden Knights, they had some trouble over the last, 7 or 8 games. Only a couple wins. They had a 4-game losing streak, but then they had a very big win against the Los Angeles Kings. So I'm going to start by asking you, Chris, are the Golden Knights back to their winning ways? Is this the start of a winning streak or just a period of better hockey for the Golden Knights?
I'm not sure if it's start of a winning streak, but I think it's definitely going to start better puck handling. I hope better second periods. And I think I'm going to start playing better. I'm not sure about a winning streak. Maybe somehow we can pull off a 2-3 game winning streak, but I still think that stuff is going to get a little better for Vegas.
So you said puck handling, Chris. That's actually an excellent observation. Can you expand a little bit on what you mean when you say puck handling?
So like we said on the past few weeks, we've had some bad puck handling. Not the Tampa game. Tampa game, we played fun with our with the puck handling. In fact, that's how the fourth goal was scored. I'm just saying the Florida game and definitely the Anaheim game. We need to work on our puck handling.
Man, Chris is bringing it. I just want to be clear, guys. This is not a coached conversation. Chris doesn't have cue cards in front of him or anything like that. Me and Chris, well, I know you have one cue card. You can bring that up later. But me and Chris plan the show about the same way me and Tony do. We talk about it, put a couple topics on a napkin or paper, and off we go. So little Chris is not that I'm surprised, but he's bringing some great observations this morning. So puck handling, puck management, and turnovers, especially in dangerous areas, has been a concern, and it's led to a lot of high danger scoring circumstances for the opposition, which has also led to the goaltenders getting some unfair criticism. We'll talk about that a little bit more in our second segment, of course. But my perspective is the Golden Knights, like the deck was stacked against the Golden Knights on, was it Thursday? On Thursday against the LA Kings. So the Golden Knights and the LA Kings both played back-to-back games. The Kings were at home against the Sharks on Wednesday. The Golden Knights were on the road in Anaheim against the Ducks. And then obviously after the games were over, they both came to Vegas right away, and they had their game against each other Thursday night at T-Mobile Arena. Coming into that game, Chris, the LA Kings only lost one game in regulation, or one game in regulation on the road the entire season, Chris. Did you know that?
No.
Okay. So one of my points is, little buddy, is how good the Kings were on the road. Golden Knights, they were on a 4-game losing streak. Their defense was bad. There was a lot of things not going well. The goaltending wasn't great on that 4-game losing streak. So the fact that the Golden Knights won that game in, I'll say, semi-convincing fashion, because the game did get a little close at the end, but the Golden Knights were in control for most of the game. So for me, at least, heading into the new year, it's a reminder of how good the Golden Knights really are. Now, the Golden Knights are not going into 2024 without concerns. Obviously, goaltending, we're going to talk about that in the second segment. I don't think it's as much of a concern, but we'll talk about that in the second segment. But injuries, we still don't know when Shea Theodore is going to come back. We don't know when Aiden Hill is going to come back. Will Carrier has a possibility, in reading between the lines of what Coach Cassidy told us on Thursday. Will Carrier has an outside shot, I think, to play in the Winter Classic. Unfortunately, Chris, Ben Hutton got hurt in the game against the Kings. While it's not confirmed, it looks like he's got an injury to his right hand. Could possibly be a broken hand. I don't know, but Ben Hutton's going to be gone for some time. So now Braden Pahal comes back into the lineup. So now the Golden Knights have all these injuries up and down the lineup, and they're close to having to bring a defenseman up from the Silver Knights, even depending if there's another injury suffered. You'd have to assume Jake Bischoff or Luc Cormier would get the call should that need to happen. So I'll answer my own question. Are the Golden Knights back? It's too early to declare that, even though it was a really good win against the LA Kings. But going back, looking at the game log, so I'm going back to the San Jose Sharks game, Chris, where the Golden Knights won 5-4 in a shootouts. They had a multiple goal lead in the third period, and that game got close. Golden Knights won. The Flames, 2 nights later, goes to overtime. Same things. Golden Knights coughed up a lead. The Buffalo Sabres game. Golden Knights had a third period lead of 2-1, lost the game 5-2 in regulation. Ottawa Senators, they win 6-3. Weird game, injuries. Goalie almost had the emergency goalie. Carolina Hurricanes, they lose 6-3. Tampa, they lose 5-4. Weird, fun game. Florida beats them 4-2. Anaheim beats the Golden Knights 5-2. And then obviously the Golden Knights defeat the Kings 3-2. So when I tell you all those things, Chris, there's a lot of what we call high events hockey in there. A lot of high scoring. Not the type of game Coach Cassidy wants the Golden Knights involved in. Coach Cassidy wants the game a little more controlled. Doesn't want to trade chances, kind of like in a boxing match or UFC match where 2 people are just punching each other in the middle of the ring until someone falls down. That's not what Coach Cassidy wants. It's not what the players want. So coming into the new year, hopefully the Golden Knights can get back to playing their game a little bit better. And, hopefully in January, in a tough month where they've got a lot of tough opponents, but a lot of home games, hopefully they can bank some points and be right around first place in the Pacific heading into the All-Star break. All right, so that wraps up our first segment. Coming up next, we're going to talk about the goalies a little bit. This is always such a hot button issue right now. So just recapping where we are with the Golden Knights goalies. Logan Thompson, Yuri Patera. Maybe there's a chance, Chris. So we're going to be at the Silver Knights game tonight. Plus the Golden Knights have a practice today in about 3 hours from now. Let's see if Aiden Hill is back. There's an outside shot. I think there could be a surprise coming. I could be totally wrong, but the Silver Knights sent down Jordan Pipierny and Michael Bullion back to the Ghost Pirates. So this means either the Silver Knights, Jesper Vikman or Vikman, I forgot how to say his name. Apologies for that. That means either Vikman is going to be ready to return to the lineup. Bless you. Or, bless you. It's okay, buddy. Or that means Aiden Hill's going to come back, possibly. So we're going to wait and see what happens there. Yuri Patera is the third goalie. So, Chris, how do you feel about the goalie situation right now for the Golden Knights?
Well, to start, let's all bring back to the Senators game. Hill was back for about like 3 minutes.
6 minutes, close enough.
and the emergency goalie went in the tunnel. And of course, like you said, on the drive home from the WWE thing, he got a call saying he was going to go in the game, but he didn't. So I'm still confused why they did that, and I
cannot confirm nor deny that discussion happened, Christopher. I cannot confirm nor deny we had that conversation.
We did.
Just follow my lead here, bro. Just follow my lead here. I cannot confirm nor deny we had that conversation. Just trust me on this. All right. So, looking at the goalie situation as a whole and comparing to last year, the Golden Knights had a unique situation with a very positive benefits. Adin Hill, Logan Thompson, the third goalie last year, Larry Brossoit. So here's basically the question I posed to you, Chris, is can Yuri Patera fill Laurent Brossoit's role? Should Yuri Patera have to play a bunch of games? Can this rookie who has, I think, I got it right here. Why should I guess? I have it right here. Who has played in, let's see here, 316 NHL minutes, 6 NHL appearances. Can Yuri Patera do what Larry Brossoit did last year? Should he be needed to? What do you think?
My answer is no, because I think they should put Patera back in the AHL and bring Seville to the NHL.
Seville has no NHL. That's okay. That's fine. I'm glad you meant what you meant. All right, getting a little snippy over there. A little something in that coffee you got. So Seville could be fun. We don't know. I mean, Seville is an ECHL goalie with AHL experience. I'm not saying maybe he couldn't do well at the NHL level. We don't know. It's not necessarily the best path to success. You never know. But just kind of comparing, Chris. So last year with the Vegas Golden Knights, buddy, Laurent Brossoit had 11 starts in the regular season. Never lost a game. 11 appearances, I should say. Never lost a game in regulation. He went 7-0-3 with a .927 save percentage. That is absolutely amazing. And a .217 goals against. So Adin Hill, maybe he's back for the Winter Classic. Maybe he's not back for a month. I honestly do not have a read on that situation. Logan Thompson, he's struggled since he's had to be the man on the team. And when I say struggled, I use that term a little bit loosely because the team has struggled in front of him. I wrote an article on Vegas Hockey Now breaking down the game against the Ducks. 4 of the 5 goals against the Ducks. Yes, you hope your goalie can make a save, as Coach Cassidy said multiple times in two straight press conferences. He's been dogging Thompson, in my opinion. Hopefully, all is well in the locker room between those two. But you look at what's happening in front of him. The defense isn't not playing great. They're making turnovers. You have players just watching. I mean, Chris, I've talked to you guys about this on the bench when we're playing our games. You cannot be a passenger and just watch. I know it's exciting, like in our house games, right, buddy? A player has a breakaway. It's awesome. It's exciting. You're on the ice. You're just watching it. Instead of just watching it, you need to get your butt up there and try and be a part of the play. Or same thing on the defensive side. You can't just watch. You have to always make sure you're getting yourself in position, and that's something the Golden Knights have not been doing that well. So how this obviously shapes to the goalie discussion here. Logan Thompson's had increased workload. His numbers have struggled. Have his numbers struggled as a result of having an increased workload? Or is it simply a coincidence that the team in front of him has not been playing as well? And I think we can look at that from both sides, right? Logan was much better last season when he kind of was the man. Logan was starting, I think, like about 65% of the games so basically if the Golden Knights had 10 games, Logan was starting between 6 and 7 versus Adin Hill's, 3 or 4 sometimes. That's the easiest path to what I'm trying to tell you right now. So now Logan Thompson was starting 40% of the games. Aiden Hill gets hurt. Now he's in almost 100% of the games. So how do you think, Chris, Logan Thompson is handling starting more games? Is he doing well? Could he be doing better? How's he been playing?
I'm kind of with both. He could be doing a little better, especially when he gave up 4 goals in the first period. I saw nightmares about that.
You have nightmares about that?
And I think he has been playing good by making lots of good saves, and all that, and yeah.
So one more thing we'll talk about the goalies here, and then we'll move on to our next segment. Logan Thompson he's just in a weird spot right now, I think. Being an NHL goalie is tough enough in the first place. You add the pressure of 18,000 fans at T-Mobile Arena, cheering or, being upset about every save that you make. And it's incredibly difficult dealing with this. And Logan Thompson dealt with a lot of adversity over December. So I asked Logan Thompson simply about handling the pressure of being an NHL goaltender. And here's what he said. This was the toughest month of my career. Just taking a step back and being grateful I'm in the NHL. I don't know how long I'll be in the NHL or how long I'll be a Golden Knight. I just come to the rink with a smile on my face. But when he said that, Chris, there's one thing just to read it off a piece of paper, but the video, the way he said it, there's some stuff on his mind right now. And I think, on top of the skills of being an NHL goalie, the stuff he's going through just to get himself ready game in and game out, it's tough. It's tough. It's exciting, Chris, when we go play our house games and all that, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, you go home and you're not a professional hockey player, not yet at least. So, you want to win, you want to do well, but imagine, Chris, where this is your profession, your job, how you make your money. It's a lot different. And, one thing I want to remind everyone, these players are human. Just because they're making all this money and, they're playing a game, it doesn't mean they don't care about their performance. If you want proof of that, go on our YouTube. I posted the video of Logan Thompson saying that stuff. Just look at him. Just look at his body language. He cares, and he's upset right now. So we'll see what happens with the Golden Knights goalie situation coming out of 2023 into 2024. Buddy, we got a fun hockey game to watch on Monday. What's happening on Monday?
The second biggest game of our season, the Winter Classic. It's a team we raise our banner against.
So, second biggest game of the season was the first game, the Panthers game. What's the biggest game of the season, buddy?
2 Panthers games.
Okay, you think the Panthers games are the biggest because of the revenge factor? Okay, that's fine. I can get behind that. Golden Knights will compete in their first ever Winter Classic, New Year's Day, Monday. The Winter Classic, Chris, is so much different than a regular hockey game. Yes, it's outside. That's the easy part. But the production, there's concerts between each of the periods. There's entertainments. It's in an outdoor stadium with probably 60,000 people watching.
T-Mobile.
It's at T-Mobile Park, not Arena. We have T-Mobile Arena in Vegas. It's at T-Mobile Park in Seattle. So, and the interesting thing is you get a lot of rain in Seattle, a lot of rain. If the weather forecast calls for a lot of rain, this might be the first ever outdoor classic played indoor because Seattle, the baseball park, has a retractable roof that can actually close. So hopefully that doesn't end up happening, but it would be very unique if that did end up happening. Pardon me. So something, Chris, that the players were talking about, they have some type of entrance or something when they arrive. I'm not sure if it's like the way they're going to be dressed when they arrive to the stadium. You spill?
No.
Okay, good. we're trying to figure out. Paul Cotter almost spilled the beans. He did make an off-color comment about it being not his first rodeo. So we'll see exactly what the players are going to wear. But I got a feeling the Golden Knights, they're going to arrive to the stadium or even do some type of walkout where they're all wearing like Western wear and cowboy hats. And, William Karlsson's going to be digging this, and Tony's going to be throwing stuff at his TV watching that happen. But someone mentioned yesterday, Chris, this is actually interesting. So in the promo videos for the Winter Classic, they show the Golden Knights in this like Western wear, like the cowboy hats and kind of that type of stuff. The Seattle Kraken people are dressed like fishermen because Seattle, big fishing area and all that stuff. So when I was breaking my sports cards yesterday, Chris, someone said the Kraken might enter dressed up like fishermen and stuff. What do you think about that? Would that be cool?
Last time I checked, Cowboys catch fish.
Last time you checked, Cowboys catch fish, game over, we win. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Let's look at the Seattle stats for a second, just kind of see how they've been doing. So Seattle Kraken right now, buddy, 4th place in the Pacific. I think that's kind of a letdown. I thought they were going to be better, and maybe they will be as the season progresses. 14-9, 37 points, 12 points behind the Golden Knights. So there's definitely a gap in the two teams. Kraken not playing great defense, minus 15 goal differential to the Golden Knights, plus 24 goal differential. A defenseman is the leading scorer for the Kraken, and Vince Dunn with 30 points. Oliver Bjorkstrand is right behind with 29 points. As far as the goaltending side of things go, as long as Grubauer is healthy, which I'm thinking he's going to be, Phil Grubauer probably will make the starts, but he's only 5-9-1 with a 3.25 goals against. Maybe it's Joey Decord starting, who's 8-5-8. So this is the goaltending issues, I think, is a big answer as to why the Kraken are struggling a little bit. So what do you think happens in the Winter Classic, Chris? Can the Golden Knights handle the pressure of that big stage? And even though it's a fun, kind of weird game, it's still an important 2 points. So just talk about the game, Chris. What do you think is going to happen, buddy?
Of course, you got two teams coming together with goalie situations. Well, first we have our normal backup goalie back, and I'm not sure if they have that back. I'm not sure, but I'm saying we both have goalie situations, but I kind of think we have a little more advantage because we at least have Thompson, our backup goalie, and hopefully we don't need to bring an emergency in the game.
You're saying you're calling Thompson the backup goalie?
Yeah.
It's amazing what's just changed in a year, buddy. I meant that to be funny. Last year, Aiden Hill was the one that kind of had some negative attention on him from Coach Cassidy, in my opinion. And now it's the script has been flipped a little bit. Do you have a score prediction, Chris, for the Winter Classic?
Seattle, right? Seattle, right?
It's in Seattle, in T-Mobile Park.
How you checked? Can they roll the roof off of T-Mobile Arena?
No, the T-Mobile Arena roof cannot be rolled off, Chris. Give us a score prediction for the Winter Classic, buddy.
Let's go 4-2 Vegas.
4-2 Vegas. Who do you think is going to have a goal or two in this game for the Golden Knights?
Karlsson, Eichel.
Karlsson and Eichel. Eichel, he's been so good. I mean, it was awesome to see Eichel score the first goal of the game against the LA Kings. Eichel is right now the savior of this team. What I mean when I say that is Eichel, first of all, has taken the team to the next level, helping them to win a Stanley Cup. We'll start there, obviously. But when things aren't going well, Eichel's the first one to score that big goal or to have an effect on the game. So I'm definitely with you that Eichel could factor into this. Karlsson, yeah, that would be pretty cool. I'm going to go a little different here. I think like someone like Braden Pahal, someone you don't expect to do anything. Braden, and I don't mean that in a mean way, just he's now the 9th defenseman on the team on the pecking order. So Braden Pahal, I think it's going to be a big moment for him. And Pavel Dorofeev as well. Pavel Dorofeev is just doing good things right now. Paul Cotter as well. Cotter's finding ways to have a positive influence on games, despite only having, I think, 15 points on the season. So, yeah, a lot to look forward to. And coming into the new year, Chris, we got questions, we got concerns, we got things we're excited about for the Golden Knights. And hopefully, buddy, it all ends up leading to another banner raising next October and another epic Stanley Cup celebration in early June. All right, that's going to do it for the Chris and Chris edition of Locked On Vegas Golden Knights. Thanks to the everydayers that check out the show Monday through Friday with me and Tony, and the super everydayers that check out all 6 days of Locked On Vegas Golden Knights. Please make sure to like, subscribe, comment anywhere you get your podcasts. Please make sure to subscribe on YouTube. Me and Tony will be back. We might have a special show for Sunday and take Monday, New Year's Day off. We're not exactly sure yet. We got to check our napkins and see what our notes say. All right, thank you for checking out Locked On Vegas Golden Knights, the Chris and Chris edition. Take care.